All right, so now primary point of focus remains within your own body. That's key. That's what interoception is, and that's what you both know is key to, well, it's key to liberation in all reality, let alone relieving our suffering. Same thing. Okay.
Can you explain that a little bit deeper? Like
Oh
how
my
the key,
God,
the
yes.
key to liberation? That's interesting.
Yes. Oh, darn, I love your questions. Yes, I can, totally.
Mm.
Um, so, across contemplative practice, and yeah, in fact, we can do this while we explore the body, right? Across contemplative tradition, as in Buddhistic practice, the Buddha taught that to relieve suffering is to experience what he calls anicca. Anicca is impermanence, the direct experience of change happening, which we can only experience as sensation arising and passing away. Arising and passing away. And the suffering is caused by an attachment or an identification with sensation, as though it's fixed and permanent. And therefore, the liberation, the freedom from stress, from strain, from suffering. The Buddha himself, Gautama, a human being, through his own enlightenment, shared that to free ourselves from suffering, liberation is to observe these kalapas, he called them, kalapas being sensations arising and passing. And so at the experiential level, not just the cognitive, but the felt, the felt level, we get that that impermanence is the natural law. And this is common to contemporary science. This is common to the understandings of Gabor Mate, of Bessel van der Kolk, of Peter Levine, the trauma researchers who were commissioned by the US government to use longitudinal data surrounding those of Holocaust survivors or war veterans, as well as those in states of addiction. Their longitudinal research came to the same conclusion, that it is the bodily contact, the direct, actual felt contact. Oh, and even as I say it, I get this tingling up through my nose, like, fuck. How different is it to actually feel, and how satisfying is it? It's like, fuck yes, I'm alive.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. It feels good. It feels healthy. It feels liberating. Yeah, I'm so curious, Haley, to hear that in your words. Yeah, to reflect what you received in that, in hearing that transmission.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it even goes like into full acceptance of the impermanence of life. Like I think so many humans suffer because we fear death.
Yes, yes.
So like moving through the aspects of pain or resistance or trauma and getting to the realization of impermanence of this life, but also that nothing, like energy just transforms. Death isn't permanent, like coming to a more peaceful awareness and awareness of our own impermanence, but not fearing that, I think is liberating.
Yes, yes. I'm hearing the fearlessness when we get that we are going to die. Something like this.
Yeah, yeah. Like an acceptance.
Acceptance.
And I think when you can reach that acceptance and fearlessness, then you can, like, there's a few quotes going around, I can't remember directly, but it's like, to really live, you must die first, or something like that. Like really experience your own death. Maybe that's what the Buddha experienced in his state of enlightenment. I'm not sure.
Mm.
But
I
what,
can say that when I was in hospital, I had a full-on moment of like sort of coming into consciousness, like I was knocked out on drugs and totally septic, off, just completely cuckoo. But being aware of my physical body making that decision to fight rather than to just be passive, which is what my mind would have done. Which was just passive, but my body was just like, no, like it was trying to get better. I could feel it. It was really quite a powerful experience.
Wow.
Times ketamine and morphine. So yeah, very fun experience.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, like I never thought that I was the kind of person that would feel that that feeling of fight to live. I always thought I'd be like hands up, like, okay, I'll go then, you know. But
yeah,
yeah, like everything on my body was just fighting to be conscious, to be alive, to be, despite how shit the situation was.
yeah, I love that, because that shows that intelligence of your body more than your mind, doesn't it? And the body's desire to be here.
Yeah, like I remember having one of those sort of light bulb moments of, wow, like my mind doesn't win out on this. Like I'm actually fighting. And it was a really sort of, yeah, eye-opening moment.
Did you say, Jess, your mind was passive? Like your mind was okay with death on
Yeah, I
some.
mean, I've never been that um happier person. And leading up to this, going to hospital and everything, I would have thought that, if I was in a situation where I was potentially able to slip away, that my body would take that as the first preference and my mind would every time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but my body ruled on that one. I didn't have any choice, which is probably good because, yeah, I was on a lot of crazy drugs. So my mind probably couldn't be trusted.
Well, that's what makes it even more powerful that your body said yes.
Knows that.
Mm.
Yeah. Because you hear stories about people like that in, near-death situations in a hospital, and I mean, I know a lady who she got dragged down, like by a trailer down a road about 10 meters. So she lost her face, her ear, like she's a quadriplegic. But I have never, like, I get goosebumps talking about her. She has, like, I've seen more of her presence on Facebook since the accident than I ever did before, because she's the partner of a friend of mine, so I don't really know her. But just the positivity and fight this girl had, despite everything, she had everything taken away from her. Like, there was very, very little
That's
for
so.
her to fight for, and it was just so amazing. Um, I've got another friend who's teaching himself to walk, or learning to walk again. He broke his back falling off a ladder painting. And he posts updates of, like, videos of him at the physio on the machines learning to walk. And I just, like, I mean, it brings me to tears, just the, like, fortitude those people have. And I question whether I'd have anything like that myself.
Well, what strikes me about hearing you say that, Jess, is that I've always thought, and I've always thought it was the mind that drove people to get through severe hardship like that.
Yeah, mind over matter.
Yeah, but I'm wondering whether that's just, a reflection of our conditioning that, to revere the mind when actually the body's urge for survival and that sensory kind of contact with life, that thing that pulls us into being, that pulls the conception to happen, that pulls the baby to be born, like that's freaking powerful, and that's earthly. Like it's not, it's
It's
earthly, but
more
it's
of
otherworldly. It's
we
bodily, it's
all
sensory.
pay homage to to the mind and smarts and stuff like that. And it's book smarts is book smarts. We know that there's different kinds of smarts, but yeah, I mean, I'm a triple air sign. I'm a thinker through and through, and I've always said that my worst, like when I get old, I'd rather go mad. Like, please give me dementia rather than have my body falling apart
Isn't
like
it?
my grandma did. She had back when she had arthritis. She went blind. She went deaf, but her mind still worked. Fuck that. To me, that's torture.
Mm.
I'd rather be a vegetable and alive for years than a machine. You know.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I've always felt that I'm going to be on this planet for a long time. So